Listen, this has been a great program. It's the seven-sided gold die program, this system that Stan has put together. You know, for me, I know so many principles, but I don't have a system in place that reminds me how to use the principles that I know. And I'm looking at this program, I'm going, I'm going to put this die in my pocket, this little dice in my pocket, and I'm going to remind myself to use 1 through 6, and yes, there's a seventh side to this, that when you get a chance to listen to Stan, he'll explain it to you. All the things fall together. You sit there and say, you know, if I do this on a regular basis, if I put this discipline in my life, I just might get organized. I actually might even get my garage cleaned.
Stan Reynolds is a life coach and a dynamic motivational speaker. Here's what people are saying.
This actually helped me to think what I'm going to do next.
How many of you ever seen a seven-sided gold die? It has 6 outsides and 1 inside.
The inside's invisible, isn't it? Can you see the inside? No, but you know it's there, don't you? It's the inside that holds everything together.
Everything that you're going to accomplish in life is going to come from the inside out, right?
And it's who you and I are on the inside that really makes a difference. If we're going to change our life, we change our lives from the inside out. From the inside out.
Has anybody ever seen like a stick and you thought it was a snake and you jumped? Has that ever happened to you? Yeah. Well, what literally occurs is that your brain was triggered.
This is going to be a tool to help us to organize our thoughts. Now, the way that it functions, it's going to function as a trigger. Functions as a trigger. Each side means something. When we see 6, it teaches us a lesson. When we see 1, it teaches a lesson.
Stan did a great job of motivating you to think beyond the box.
I think he gave us a very good message for us to come back and do some more with. So I appreciate it, Stan. Well done.
So every time I pull this out of my pocket, I begin to think about my relationship with my wife. And neither of us were doing what? Neither one of us was listening. Well, we actually reached a point where it just had gotten to the climax, and I just had her down on her knees like this, and big crocodile tears were coming down, and she said this, "Come out from underneath that bed, you coward!" I have to learn to begin to see things from her point of view.
It's the first time I've heard Stan give a full class. I've heard him give speeches, but he really excels at the full class. Listening to him, not only do you pick up knowledge of the die, you pick up knowledge of speaking and a confidence that he has in speaking, and I think this really comes from his heart.
If there's an automobile accident out here and 5 different people see this automobile accident, how many stories are we going to have? 5. So when we see side 2 really means that we have to stop seeing things the way that we see it. We need to see it from other people's point of view. When we go to side 4 is categorization. It's the ability to categorize all of our thinking. If we've taken a sheet of paper and we've written things down.
I never thought that something as simple as a little die could teach some life lessons, not just for adults, but something that can be applied to kids and teenagers as well. And I'm anxious to put these lessons into practice right away.
After the fires are out, after you've already dealt with the children and the grandchildren, and you've dealt with all the problems at work and the problems with the house and the car breaking down and all those things, and you begin to decide that you're going to come to the end of the evening, you pull out your change or you pull out your keys, and there it is. There it is. And when you have that and you see it, you're going to remember that you committed yourself to do your what? Best. On one thing. Whatever that one thing is that you want to accomplish. And so literally it's going to take your brain back one more time to that thing that you want to accomplish.
For more information about Stan Reynolds or to schedule a speaking engagement, please check out our website at www.golddie.com.
I've just completed a workshop with Stan Reynolds and the Gold Die system. What I find really exciting about this system is that you can apply it to almost any level of your life. I found it interesting that you could use it to solve a personal problem or to work through a personal problem or a personal situation. You could use it in a business situation. It travels light. The gold die is small. It's easy to use. The principles that are represented by the different sides of the gold die are applicable to so many situations. And Stan is just such a dynamic speaker. He really engages the audience. And I would really recommend this as a learning tool, a tool for the mind, which is what they represent it as, and it truly is that, for almost anybody in any situation. And I would really highly recommend Stan Reynolds and the gold die for businesses and for individuals.
I don't know anybody who doesn't need to get organized, but how to do it? We all give lip service to it. Here's a plan that can help you get organized and make sense of your world. There's a thought.